Ada for ruining my friend's possible relationship. I realized I might have ruined everything the moment I saw the look on his face. Not anger, not confusion, something worse. Disappointment. It happened last Friday in the dim light of a bar we'd gone to hundreds of times before. Same table, same bartender, same stupid neon sign flickering in the corner. But the energy was completely different because of her Maya. The girl he had been texting nonstop for 2 weeks. The girl he claimed was just cool but couldn't shut up about. The girl he insisted I would totally get along with. The girl I apparently scared away. I didn't mean to. At least I don't think I did. But the moment she walked in, wearing that soft tank sweater that made her look like she stepped out of a Pinterest board, I felt the tension in the air shift, not because of her, but because of him. He watched her like she was made of glass and he didn't want to blink in case she disappeared. I'd never seen him look at anyone like that. Then she smiled at me. A small, polite smile, and that's when everything went wrong. I answered her nice to meet you with something I thought was harmless. A joke, something stupid I'd said 1,000 times before. But the second the words left my mouth, I felt it. A cold wave of regret. Her smile faltered, his jaw tightened. The bartender even paused mid-pour. And 5 minutes later, Maya excused herself to take a call and never came back. Now my best friend, the person I've known since childhood, won't talk to me. He left the bar without saying goodbye. He hasn't answered my messages. He hasn't even opened them. And everyone keeps asking the same thing. I'm too afraid to answer honestly. Did I sabotage his relationship or did I do it on purpose? I didn't sleep that night. Every time I closed my eyes, I replayed the scene in my head. The way Maya's smile tightened like someone had pulled an invisible thread. The way my friend, let's call him Ethan, went completely still. The way the air seemed to freeze around the table. It was one sentence. Just one sentence. So why did it feel like I'd dropped a bomb? By the time the sun came up, I finally checked my phone. Still nothing from Ethan. At 10:43 a.m., I cracked and texted him again. Me. Can we talk? Please read. No reply. That stung more than I expected. Flashback, what I actually said. Maya had just sat down. She smelled faintly of vanilla and peppermint, and her voice was soft, almost musical. Ethan introduced us, both of them smiling like this meeting was supposed to be special. She said, I've heard so much about you. And without thinking, because I always do this, because sarcasm is practically my default language. I laughed and said, hope it wasn't the part where he forgets to tell girls he's not emotionally available. It was meant to be a teasing nudge at Ethan's jokingly self-proclaimed commitment issues, something we've laughed about since college. But Maya didn't laugh. She blinked once, twice. Ethan froze, and something in the atmosphere shifted like I had stepped on the fault line of an earthquake. Back to the present around noon, someone knocked on my door hard. I jumped, nearly dropping my coffee. When I opened the door, Ethan stood there, his hood up, face unreadable, hands shoved into his pockets. For a second, he didn't say anything, just stared at me in a way I'd never seen before. Then, quietly, why did you do that? There it was. The question I'd been dreading. I stepped aside and let him in. He didn't take his jacket off. Didn't sit. Just hovered, full of restless anger. Ethan, I started. No, he cut me off. Don't sugarcoat it. You know exactly what you said. It was a joke, not to her. His voice cracked slightly when he said it. She thought I told you something, he said. Something private. She thought I'd been, I don't know, trashing myself to you, or that he dragged a hand through his hair. It made her uncomfortable. I didn't mean it in a serious way, I insisted. But it hit in a serious way, he shot back. I swallowed hard. I apologized to her, I whispered. I know. He exhaled sharply. She texted me this morning. She said she's not mad at me. She just doesn't think we're compatible. My chest squeezed. This wasn't the outcome I wanted. At least I don't think it was. Ethan paced the room, hands in fists. She liked me, he said. She really liked me. And I liked her. And you knew that. So why? I opened my mouth. Nothing came out. Why? Why did I make the joke? Why did it matter so much to me who Ethan dated? Why did my stomach twist when he talked about her? I didn't have a clean answer. Only a messy, shameful one. I don't know, I whispered. He stopped pacing and stared at me, eyes narrowing. Yes, you do. His voice wasn't loud, but the accusation behind it echoed like shouting. And suddenly, embarrassingly, tears burned behind my eyes. I don't want to lose you, I blurted. Silence. Ethan's expression shifted. Not softer, just different. He looked confused, conflicted, as if he wasn't sure he heard me correctly. You're not losing me, he said slowly. Why would you think that? Because every time you get close to someone, I said shakily, you drift away from me. He blinked. And that scares you? Yes, I whispered. Ethan let out a breath, harsh, frustrated, emotional all at once. So you torpedoed my date. I didn't mean to, I swear, but maybe I swallowed. Maybe part of me didn't want things to change. He stared at me in disbelief. Things have to change, he said. We're adults. We're not 18 anymore. It felt like a punch to the chest. I know, I said quietly. He looked at me for a long moment, jaw clenched. Finally, I need space. The words hit like ice water. He walked to the door, paused, and turned back. You're my best friend, he said. But what you did hurt, and I don't know how to deal with that right now. And then he left, just like that. The door clicked shut behind him, and I sank to the floor, shaking, because the truth was painfully clear. Maybe I didn't mean to ruin his relationship, but I definitely didn't want him to have one. And that makes me more guilty than I want to admit. For 2 days, Lena didn't respond to any of my messages. Not a single text, no scene marks, nothing. And honestly, I couldn't blame her. I had to interfere. With good intentions, yes, but also with assumptions, panic, and a complete lack of respect for boundaries. I had crossed a line I didn't even realize I was standing on. On the 3rd day, she finally messaged me. Can we talk? Public place. Neutral. My stomach twisted, but I agreed. We met at a small cafe downtown, one of those spots with dim lighting, a quiet hum of conversations, and the faint smell of roasted coffee beans. Lena walked in wearing a heavy coat and an even heavier expression. She sat across from me. No hug, no smile. I talked to Evan, she said immediately, and I want to know why you told him those things. I wasn't trying to sabotage anything, I said, my voice low. I saw something that scared me. I thought he was going to hurt you. Her jaw tightened. By asking me out? That wasn't what scared me. I took a breath. It was the pattern. Lena leaned back, arms crossed. You vanish into every guy who shows interest. You lose yourself. You stop eating, stop sleeping, stop talking to friends. And I get to watch you put your heart in someone's hands like it's disposable. Her eyes softened, but only for a second. So you decided to protect me by interfering in something that wasn't yours. I know. I swallowed. I messed up. I acted like I was your guardian instead of your friend. Lena stared at the table for a long time. Then she whispered, you're not wrong about my patterns. I know I jump into things too fast. She looked up at me. But you didn't trust me to handle my own life. Her words hit like a punch. You're right, I said. I didn't, and that was unfair. Silence stretched between us. Finally, she continued, Evan isn't mad. He actually appreciated the honesty, but he told me he doesn't want to get involved in drama between friends. And now her voice cracked. Now he says he'd rather not continue whatever was starting between us. Guilt crawled over me like fire. Lena, I'm so sorry. She blinked through watery eyes. It's not just about him, it's about us. This pattern, me making reckless romantic choices, and you trying to save me, it's exhausting. For both of us. My chest tightened. I don't want to lose you. You're not losing me, she exhaled. But we do need boundaries. Real ones. I need to make my own mistakes, and you need to stop trying to prevent every possible heartbreak. I nodded. I can do that. I promise. She gave me a long, searching look. Then finally she reached across the table and squeezed my hand. Well, be okay, she said. Just next time talk to me, not to the guy. A small, broken laugh escaped me. Deal. We talked for another hour. Not about Evan, not anymore, but about us, the friendship we nearly fractured, and how to fix it. By the time we walked out of the cafe, something between us felt lighter. Not perfect, not fully healed, but real. And for the first time in days, I felt like maybe, just maybe, I hadn't ruined everything. Maybe I had just forced us into a brutal but necessary moment of honesty. Later that night, Lena texted me. Still annoyed at you. Still love you though.